Welcome to one-step algebra. So let's take a look at this question over here. 3 equals 2 plus a. Okay? So you might already be thinking, oh, a must be 1, right? So 3 equals 2 plus 1, 3 equals 3. Yeah, I'm right. Well, we want more work than that, okay? How did you come up with 1? You might be saying, oh, I just know it's 1. But no, we want an actual systematic approach to solving this question. Okay, so if you remember bed mass, then now you should remember another thing. Okay, so when we're solving questions like this in algebra, we want to follow the rule SAM-DEB. Okay? Not SAM-DEB, SAM-DEB. Okay. SAM-DEB. So that's just the backwards of bed mass, okay? One sec. So, bed mass, and now SAM-DEB, okay? It's backwards. So, what we're going to do over here is we want to get A completely by itself. So, the first thing we're going to do is let's take a look at SAM-DEB. Okay, the first thing we need to do is either subtraction or addition. So, what can I do to 2 plus a? For now, we're just looking at this side. What can I do to 2 plus a so I have a completely by itself? So what I would do is I could take away this 2, right? I only want a. So if I take away 2, we'll be left with only a. Okay? So one more rule is whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So if we take away 2 from the right, then we have to take 2 from the left. Okay? So this becomes 3 minus 2 equals a, right? Because we've taken away this 2. So 1 equals a, and that's our answer. So a is just 1. Okay? I'll go over this again here. Okay? So we're looking at SAM-DEB. Okay? So 1 over 2x equals 6. So how would we get rid of this? First, let's look. Okay, is there any subtractions or additions? No, there's not. I don't know why I put check mark there. Yeah, there's no subtraction or addition. There is a multiplication or a division here, because 1 over 2x is the same as 1 over 2 times x equals 6, okay? Just to remind you, this means multiplied by, okay? Because I don't want to write 1 over 2 times x, because then that gets really confusing, so we're just going to do 1 over 2 dot x equals 6, okay? So 1 over 2x is the same as 1 over 2 times x over 1, which is 6. So then that becomes x divided by 2, right? X over 2 is the same as x divided by 2 equals 6, okay? And how do we get rid of divided by 2? We're going to do multiplied by 2. Okay, so we're going to multiply this by 2. This cancels out. We're going to multiply this by 2. X equals 6 times 2, which is 12. Okay, I'm going to do this a different way as well. So if you found that a bit confusing, let's take a look at it another way. So 1 over 2 times x equals 6. So we want x, like I said before, we want x to be completely alone. Okay, so what we would do is we're going to get rid of this thing. We want to get rid of this. So how do we get rid of a fraction? If you said multiply by the reciprocal, then you're right. We're going to multiply this by the reciprocal, which is 2 over 1. So then this cancels and this cancels. And then what you do to one side, like I said, you're going to do to the other side. Okay, so x equals 6 multiplied by 2 over 1. X equals 6 over 1 times 2 over 1. X equals, yes, you have to write x equals each time, equals 12 over 1, which is just 12. Okay, so x equals 12. That's our answer. Let's take a look at this last question. b over 1.2 equals negative 4. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to write samdab. Okay, so let's take a look. Are there any subtractions or additions? No, there aren't. Is there multiplication slash division? Yes, there are. So when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about directly to this b over 2. We're looking at the variable, because this is the same as b divided by 1.2 equals negative 4, right? So there's two ways we can solve this, and I'll show you both methods. One is, okay, so we know that the opposite, right? The opposite of a division is a multiplication, so we're going to multiply this by 1.2. This cancels, multiply this by 1.2. And so b equals negative 4 times 1.2, which is negative 4.8. Okay? Now I'll show you the other way to do this. So b over 1.2 equals negative 4. We will multiply by the reciprocal. The reciprocal in this case will be, actually before we multiply by the reciprocal, I want to establish something here. So b over 1.2 is the same as b times 1 over 1.2. Okay? b over 1.2 is the same as b times 1 over 1.2, which equals negative 4. Okay? So now, to get rid of this 1 over 1.2, I can multiply by the reciprocal, 1.2 over 1. And multiply this by the reciprocal, because what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So this cancels. b equals negative 4 times 1.2 over 1, which b equals negative 4.8. Okay? That's one-step algebra.